All right, finished product here. We got our shelving in up top with that oak table top on it. Turned out really nice. We got our winch, air tank, straps, a box of some other stuff that I'm gonna put up later. I think I'm gonna put a couple shelving items up here, maybe some aluminum shelving to put some spray bottles in, you know, oil, stuff like that. But for the most part, we're good. This thing's ready to make its maiden voyage. It's my little helper. Camille, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Hello. Say hi, YouTube. Can you say hi, YouTube?
Hi, YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, what's hi, YouTube?
YouTube. That's who we're talking to right now. All right.
All right.
Back to the falclone. Where we last left off, we were working on the floors in the car, and we got to a pretty decent spot to start there. And I've taken the panel back out, but you can see the skeleton of the floor is done. I still need a couple pieces of metal to finish up this section. While I'm waiting on that to come in, I thought, why don't we work on some of the suspension? So if we can get the car set down to the right ride height, I can finalize where I need to put these fender flares. So these cars originally come with a torsion bar suspension, and if you're familiar with that, a torsion bar suspension is basically what trucks use, a lot of trucks use. It's kind of a primitive way to do, let me say that again, it's a little bit of a primitive way to do a front suspension, you know, shock absorbing front suspension. And basically what it consists of is the torsion bar, which is this piece right here that comes out of the lower A-arm, and it travels all the way back. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but let me go in the side of the car here. It goes all the way back underneath to a cross member where this torsion bar connects into another brace. And these torsion bars have keys in them that connect to the bar itself, but have a prong to stick out. And you can control how much tension is on this bar, how much twist force is on it, by the level of the key that's on here. So there's a bolt that screws underneath it, moves this platform up, which holds the top portion of the key, and that puts tension on the bar, and that actually will lift the front suspension up. Now, it's an okay system, but it's a little bit cumbersome. It's really bulky. You can see you have this pretty heavy gauge rod that runs from the front A-frame all the way back to another cross member. There's a whole lot of steel here, it's a lot of weight. And you really can't fine tune that. So in a car that you're gonna run at the track, really not the best setup. All right, so what I've done is a little research. And they make a tool for this. It's a 2-jaw puller you can use. And basically it would grip on either side of this bar and has a center screw or a center spindle that would screw tight and press upwards. And what that does, same thing that this C-clip is doing, right? So I'm using the C-clip to compress the backside of the key. The underside of the key has a little dimple in it. It's made specifically so you can pressure it up, and it will release tension on this plate. And once you remove the bolt at the bottom of this plate, I think at some point it will become free enough for me to pull it out. That'll let that key slide all the way down and release the rest of the tension off the torsion bar. I think that's what we need to do, but I'm figuring this out as we go. So we're gonna try that. I said slowly. It was not slowly. You don't need to see this. All right. We got the torque or torsion bars out. It was not a small feat. I'm not gonna play like it was. That was intense. Okay guys, jumping ahead a little bit when I last left off, I was trying to get the torsion bars out of this thing, and I ran into some trouble, and I didn't want to put that on camera because the way I got those out was a little unconventional. I cut a lot and probably not even safe, so I didn't show that, but we get them out, and I've been hustling on this thing as much as I can, trying to get a little progress done on it, because I was looking at the hours it was going to take to finish this thing up, and it's going to be gargantuan. So I just started, you know, hustling on it. And some of the feedback I've got from you guys is that you want to see more of the fab work and that sort of thing. So I'm with you. I'll have a lot more of that coming up. Spend more time on it. I just need to get this thing to a place where I can roll it outside and start cleaning some stuff up, clean my shop up, get it ready to kind of get to the next phase, if you will. And I needed it back as a roller. So that's how my so I just had to get on it. So I did, and a couple things have happened. So I want to show you those things. Anyway, let me grab my light here, and I'll show you what's been done up here. So you can see, I got the coilovers, and I got them in. So these are the Viking double adjustable coilovers. You can see they have the adjustments there. Putting them together was pretty easy. Throwing the springs on there was no big deal. Throwing them in the car wasn't too bad, but I did have to do a few things. I had to make a cut right here, as you can see. Not too bad, just to make enough room to me, so I, you know, basically massaging that just a little bit. So take about maybe a ½ inch off there, and then this back ridge. Also had to trim a little bit on this guy for the upper A-arm mount on this front facing side, just a little bit. Just, I mean, I probably didn't even have to cut it, but I did just for good measure, if you will. And then what else do we do? My light down here. Things are real close down there, but you see there's enough room between the drive shaft and the shock. I've got some spacers in there just to kind of put this shock in the middle of these things, or at least to kind of position it so that the shock isn't touching, because there's not a lot of clearance in these caps. Now these are custom made caps from JSM and Fab. They're made specifically for these vehicles to fit in this, you know, this small cavern, if you will. So JSM and Fab make these for Cyclone, Typhoon combination. So awesome stuff right there. Lets me use my factory A-arm, and I get to keep this massive sway bar on there too. So stoked about that. I'll show you the other side. Same deal over here. Make that top cut right here, a little trimming there, and everything fits pretty good. It's a little tighter down on this end next to the drive shaft, but not much, but it's a little bit tighter. So I'm probably going to massage that a little bit when I get this thing down. I'm probably going to either add some more spacers on this side to pull this guy over, or I'm going to bend these tabs back, cheat them forward just a touch. And I'm probably going to reinforce this thing, because it was never designed to hold all the way to the car, just in the shock mount. I mean, it's capable of doing it, no problem. There's a lot of meat in there, but it wasn't originally designed to do that. So what I want to do is beef these up a little bit. I'll put a little bit of a, I don't know, bracket here or something. But I'm going to cheat this over just so I don't have any interference with my drive shaft. I'll do that when the engine's out and the chassis is out from underneath the car. What else? Yeah, let's talk about the interior. Let's look at this. So I got some seats, right? You see the one seat, I had it in there, but I got a driver's seat. I needed one that's a little bit narrower in the butt. This is a 17-inch seat. That guy over there is the 18.5. That's a big boy. I got that because I wanted to, I definitely want to carry passengers. I want them to be comfortable. I don't want them sitting in the seat that may be a little too small for their rear end, potentially. 18 inches is a pretty big size rear end, but, you know, I thought if I can make that fit, I can definitely make this fit. So this actually fits me a lot better, and I can make it work. So I'll show you how I made it work. So me making a lot of that floor material. Move this guy out of the way. This is what culminated out of that. You can see we got our floor pans in. Still working on these guys a little bit. The seat to settle down. You can still see, let's see, still working on it. I've got to make a piece to go here to attach into, no, let me try that again. Need to make a piece here that will come back and lap over right there. But for the most part, this has got the general shape that I was looking for. It's got my cutout so the seat can slide over there. I'll have to trim on the seat a little bit, but I can do that. I got my bracket mount positions here. So we're getting close. And the floor looks pretty dadgum good in this section. Still got to do this section up here, but I'm still cutting out a little bit on the front area to make a room for the wheel and tire combination, and that's going to help me kind of dictate how the floors are structured up front. So get my light again. Don't worry guys, I'm getting some more lights so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. This is just a little bit of a quick look. Uh-oh, that thing's going all crazy on you. Well, this LED is gonna create a little turbulence on the screen here, but let's see if I can change it. Let's see if that'll work. So you had to cut this section out because this was coming down and actually interfering with the tire. Because I moved this, basically moved the chassis back, the tire positioning, wheel and tire positioning back on this car about 1.5 inches, and that put me too close to this beam that comes in. So I just cleaned that up a little bit. I'll make the floor pans when they come down have a little section right there that'll connect, but we'll get that looking nice later on as well. But yeah, I'm ready to set this thing down. I'm ready to set this thing on the ground, and I've already done it once, so I've kind of already seen it, but she bad. I mean, she real bad. I think you guys are gonna dig this, so let's set her down. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, she low. She is low. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So I got some wheels and tires coming for it. I wanted to run these guys back here. These, I guess are Vision, just center hole, Vision wheels, whatever. But yeah, they just didn't seem to work. You can get the offset for the front. So ordered a set of Barts, or the Pro Stock, or I guess stock car style, whichever. I really think it's gonna look good on here. Yeah, so I'll get those on. I gotta start working these front fenders, the fender flares on the front fenders. That'll be coming soon. The heck yeah, this thing's ready to rock, baby. She'll roll outside, I can clean up, I can get things squared away. I can start doing some measurements on where we think our oil pan's gonna hit. Guys, getting somewhere. Like, starting to feel like this is a real deal. Well, mock shifter sitting up there to give us a little bit of perspective. Heck yeah. All right, the next video, I hope I have this thing outside in the sun, cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, so you guys can see it outside. I might even have a hood on it. Who knows? I still haven't decided if I'm gonna cut the hood yet or not, but you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like I need to cut the hole out of that thing, put the hood on this bad boy. maybe mock up the front headlights so we can get a real view of what she's gonna look like. Get that attitude, you know? So maybe we'll do that on the next video. Alright guys. Until next time.